You are over 1,000 yards, and you are the fastest Rams rookie in franchise history to do it.
Maybe not a time that I would be able to hear it, but you give me a big hug and just tell me to keep going. One day at a time, the job's not finished.
The Rams are vying for a playoff team. With Seattle sinking, we have a real chance for the Rams to make the playoffs. I think it's a McVay story.
Okay, here we go. Los Angeles Rams are currently 6-6. All right, 500. This is beautiful. You guys needed this Cleveland Browns victory, 36-19. The Los Angeles Rams beat down the Cleveland Browns at points and times during this game. The score was close, but the game was never close. The score was close. The game wasn't close. The Rams, unfortunately, and this is the first time I guess I saw it from you guys, a lot of false starts, a lot of penalties within the offense that was just weird to see. I didn't like it. Some misslips with Mr. Stafford, who played amazing. Just a few passes that I know for a fact he would love to have back. And this is the point of where you guys are. You guys are playing at such a high level to where I get to pick and prod. I have to do ticky-tacky things to kind of illuminate that you guys aren't the best team in the National Football League. But you guys played one of the better games for sure, start to finish, offensively, defensively, for everyone on Sunday. And then speaking of Mr. Stafford, he did have a great game. Goes 22 for 37. Not beautiful. Gives us 279 yards for 3 touchdowns. Very, very beautiful. Okay? A lot of good things there. Kyren Williams, 21 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown. It did feel as if those 21 carries were all very, very tough yards for him to gain. It did seem as if Cleveland did do a good job of holding him up in the running game base. But all that really did was open up for Puka Nauca to take everyone by storm with 4 receptions, 105 yards, and a touchdown, and that beautiful 70-yard receiving touchdown. I didn't know Buddy was fast. Well, did everyone find out on that 70-yard touchdown how fast Puka Nauca really is? What about that weird end around that he had, that 31-yarder end around rush that he had? That was also some crazy speed. This kid's got a lot in his pocket that he's able to really unleash. Now, for my flavor, he does get hurt a lot, but he shows a lot of toughness. He was out for a few plays, but he did come back. So he's showing me toughness, but he's also showing me a streak of injuries. But this is football. I think this is just what the game is today. I think everyone just get hurt a lot. It just seems like there's a lot of injuries this year. It does seem as if you guys did pull away from the Royce Freeman, Kyren Williams duality. He pretty much had no rushes. He only had 1 rush for 0 yards. And Royce Freeman, that is. I really thought this was going to be a little bit more of a partnership, but it's okay because Kyren's great in his own regard. Tutu Atwell, 2 targets, 1 reception for 9 yards. But one of the quote-unquote targets that was not at all really solidified on the stat sheet was a pass interference that was 40 to 50 yards down the field. He's still doing great things. I just believe that McVay honestly probably knew or predicted that Tutu Atwell, he didn't need to beat y'all. So I did feel as if Tutu, even in the backfield, he wasn't doing a lot of the pre-stop motions. He didn't get a carry from out of the backfield that Puka Nauca probably would have gotten. So I'm pretty sure the defense was probably doing something to Tutu Atwell to pretty much cancel all of that out. That's why we saw Puka Nauca have that end around rush for 31 yards. I think that's usually Tutu, but they gave it to Puka. And I'm also seeing a pretty interesting thing that Sean McVay is really going for. Your receivers all have a type. They're all big, except for Tutu. But you got Puka Nauca, who's big. You have Ben Skoranek, who's big. Cooper Kupp is like 6'2". Big, athletic route technicians is, I guess, the formula of Sean McVay. And then just having some Speedy Gonzalez and a Tutu Atwell hung with DeMarcus Robinson. Hello, welcome to the Rams. 4 catches for 55 yards and that beautiful touchdown he had on that deep out route that he was able to connect with Mr. Stafford himself. Everything looks great. Things look on the up and up. Defensively, like I said, it was a soft zone game plan. So I think you guys were giving Joe Flacco everything. you guys were just going to make sure that the run game wasn't going to be the thing that killed y'all, and it didn't. It didn't. The Browns were not going to win from the run game. So things are great in that regard. And then defensively, as we go back, I loved the way you guys ended the game with those 2 back-to-back sacks on Joe Flacco. One to get you like within the 3-yard line or 2-yard line. And then Mr. Aaron Donald himself cleaned everything up with that beautiful safety. Things look great. Tyler Higbee had a great game too. You guys just have so many weapons. So many weapons. I still feel as if, Tyler Higbee could have had a little bit more. He gave us 2 catches for 35 yards, which is incredible. That's crazy. So that's great within its own regard. Like I said, I know Stafford wants to have a few throws back, some dropped interceptions for the Cleveland Browns that I'm sure they wish they could have back. But this is a team that is growing and learning a lot. And don't forget, everyone in the beginning of the season, even Matthew Stafford's wife, right? This team is young. This team is too young. This team is so young. Young. But y'all are winning. Y'all are young, and winning. This is so good for the maturation of the team to be so young and to keep winning. These are great things that you guys are improving upon. But unfortunately, the next few games that you guys have are going to be testy. All right, you're getting a Ravens bye-week matchup. A Ravens bye-week matchup for your next game. All right, it's going to be a noon kickoff against the Ravens at Ravens. It's going to be a tough one, guys. There's no sugarcoating. But if you guys can pull this one off, which I know you can. I'm a Bengals fan. Y'all can beat the Ravens. And I'm not even saying this out of envy. I'm saying you guys have the tools to beat them. 100%. Full send. Can't mess up. Everyone's got to stay healthy. Aaron Donald is about to have a game of his life. I cannot wait for it. And then you got Commanders, Saints, Giants, and then a tough 49ers, a divisional game that I believe at that point in time could be a coin flip. So you guys are there. You're there. You got to beat the Ravens team. I believe playoffs definitely needs to be the goal 100%. Beat the Ravens. Put yourself in a way better position to make a true push for that wild card spot. Also, something offensively that I do want to bring up is there was a lot of false starts, a lot of mental errors for the Rams. That was very disappointing to see because I know Sean McVay, he really doesn't like that. There are some head coaches that let that slide and let that. This offense is so efficient that the false starts are very, very damaging. Very, very damaging. So false starts, the mental errors, things like that, they have to be addressed. They need to be fixed. But like I said, I think you guys are on the up and up. A lot of teams in the NFC, I feel like they're kind of headed down. People are getting hurt, quarterbacks are going down. Things are kind of on a downward slope for most teams, especially in NFC. But for the Rams, if you had to do a down vote or an up vote, I just feel as if the Rams are on the up and up. And everything looks as if it's to be true. And if you could beat AFC North team, you could beat another one. The Browns and Ravens, they're not similar, but the toughness, the grittiness that you need to beat them, it's going to be the same. I will be here next week, and I hope you all will join me as y'all have beaten the Baltimore Ravens. And do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.